Welcome to a double accordion album tutorial. I'm Charee Filimoehala here at the Graphic45 office, and I'm excited to teach you how to take some chipboard pieces and create a cover, as well as putting in two accordion albums on either side of our front and back of the cover to create lots of space for your journaling and photos. We're also going to be using some of our embellishments to their fullest in this album, as you can see here, where we'll just be adding those gorgeous embellishments on to really enhance our pages, giving them optimal decoration in an easy breezy way to do that. And to go along with this double accordion album, this month we're also going to be creating this chipboard purse. So you can find this tutorial in the link below or in the description below. Both of these projects this month have been created for us by the wonderful Annette Green. Annette Green has created the chipboard file to create the purse and the mini album. And you can see when you pick up the kit, you are going to get this chipboard set already cut out, and so all you've got to do is assemble it and decorate. Easy peasy fun right there. To go along with this volume 11 club kit, you're also going to be getting our Graphic45 Ephemera Queen 12x12 collection pack. You get 2 of each of the 8 double-sided sheets in there, along with the cardstock sticker sheets. This month you'll also be getting our Ephemera Queen chipboard, the Ephemera Queen die-cut assortments, and our Graphic45 ornate metal keyholes. And then so you're not lost while we're putting all of this together. You're also going to be getting a full color project sheet that will walk you through how to put this together. So I will do that in this tutorial as well. But if you ever need measurements, or if you want to recreate this project, perhaps you love it so much you want to do it in another collection or create another one for a friend, the project sheet is great for that, where you've got it all there with the measurements referenced, so you can create more of these fun albums as well. So let's go ahead and get started. You can pick up this kit on our website at g45papers.com, or subscribe, where you'll get a monthly kit like this sent directly to your doorstep. So grab those supplies, or even if you don't have the kit, you can always just grab some chipboard sheets and some decorative papers and then follow along with us. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Just a tip, before you get started, I always like to reference my project sheet that I'm going to jump into and see what tools and adhesives and inks it suggests that I grab. So I like to grab all of those before I get started and put them on my table. So in this example, I've got some of my things here in my mug, and some things that don't fit in there or I know I'll be using a lot, I just leave out in a convenient place on my right hand side so I can just easily grab those. So you can see in this project, for example, we'll be using a bone folder, fine tip scissors, some kind of sanding device. I have a nail file, a pencil, a ruler. This is a corner chomper here. And then we've got some different kinds of adhesives. I like to always kind of grab a selection of liquid adhesive is my favorite, and I love this art glitter glue. The glossy accents are great for when we're gluing on our metal embellishments like there. It's always nice to have a dry foam or dried tape and some foam adhesives, and then of course if you want to go the extra mile and ink your edges, you can just grab the coordinating ink that you want to use. That way, once you get started, you've got everything ready to go, and you can just jump in without having to get up and go find random things and making a large mess in the process of having some fun doing some crafting projects. Step 1, from your chipboard pack, we're going to grab our front and back cover for our album. And these measure to be 4 3/8 by 5 inches. And you can see that 2 of those edges are rounded on each piece. And then we're just going to be tracing it onto our Simply the Best paper. So
just to maximize our paper, ours has been trimmed down, but you can just do this on a full sheet or what you're working with. And go ahead and put your yellow side up, and then we're gonna go ahead and trace these. So you can see that I've already done that, but just to kind of give you an example of tracing it and maximizing, we have our top edge flush with one edge of our paper, and then using your pen or pencil, whatever you're using to trace with, you're going to want to go ahead and try to get in there as close as possible by tracing on an angle. So having a nicely sharpened pencil or a fine tip pen definitely is going to help that process. Now that we've traced these, we can go ahead and cut out our templates. So you want to go ahead and cut on the inside of your traced lines. And then once you've cut those out, just test your templates before you adhere anything down. These are going to be floral side up. Keep in mind, just test those to make sure you don't need to do some excess trimming. And if you want to do some inking, now would be a great time to ink up those papers. And then go ahead and adhere these pieces onto your chipboard. So we're going to have this of rounded corners to the left and rounded corners to the right. And then if you need to do any trimming or sanding, you can go ahead and do that now. Next, we're going to be covering our spine piece. This is 1.5 inches by 5 inches, and we're covering it with a piece from String of Pearls that is going to be 2.5 by 5 inches. Adhesive onto my spine, and I'm going to be adhering this onto the stripe side because I want my blue side to be facing out on my album. And it should be nice and flush with the top and the bottom and evenly spaced. So now we're going to glue our covers onto the spine, and you can see here I've got a little chipboard template that I've created. This is just slightly bigger than 1/8 of an inch, and that's going to give me some nice wiggle room and placement using it as a template when I'm adhering on my album cover. So now that I have it down, I know where to add my liquid glue. Just holding that template in place. And then I'm going to glue on my first cover. And I want to make sure that my rounded corners are facing outward. So, and once you find that sweet spot where you like it, go ahead and burnish that down and pull up your little chipboard template. And then we'll do the same on the other side. All right, so now I just flip this over, making sure I'm getting a good burnish on both sides. And when I'm starting to put this together, I want to make sure that the words on my spine are right side up. Step 4, open up your album covers. And then we're going to take a piece of String of Pearls that's been cut to 10 3/4 by 5 inches. And this we're going to start to adhere to our album as we go. So I'm going to start on the left-hand side and just using plenty of liquid adhesive, you can start to adhere this down, making sure those words are right side up as well. So I want this to be flush with my left-hand edge and top and bottom at this point. So that is looking good. Now I'm just going to burnish out any of those air bubbles. And now I'm just going to keep going as I go along. So now we'll go to the spine. And that's been adhered down. Now I'm going to slowly kind of work my crease. And when I'm scoring my crease in between my spine and my cover, I'm just using the side of my bone folder, not the tip. If you're using the tip, you can get holes that way. So just being mindful there. You can see I have worked out that little air pocket I had in the beginning, and it's looking good. So let's continue on. And still just working this towards the left and slowly moving our spine up. Once you have it all adhered down like so, you can slowly work both your pages or covers up towards the center, making sure that everything is staying down and you don't have any air pockets or bubbles in your cover. So it looks great from here. Now you can see on the other side that I do have some excess paper, which is nice that we cut it to have excess. This way, depending on how big the gaps are or were between your spine and your covers, or how you'd adhered this down, now we've got some wiggle room and we can just cut off the excess. So I've just trimmed my corners and edges, and now just looking at it, making sure that nothing is overhanging. If you did have any papers overhanging, you could always take your nail file at that time and get that. Step 6, we're taking some coordinating ribbon. Here I've got just some ivory seam binding, and we're gonna take two pieces of 20 that are 24 inches each. Once you've done that, if you wanna go ahead and find the center spot, or approximately the center, like so, just by folding it in half and kind of making a nice little crease, like so. We're going to adhere these onto the inside center of our front and back covers. So once I know I like my placement, I'm just going to put down about a 3-inch, maybe 2.5-inch bit of adhesive, just adhering that nice in the center, and then I'll let that dry. So I've got one on my cover, and then we'll do one on the back as well. The back inside cover, not the back outside cover. So find your center spot, making sure I'm keeping it center from my other ribbon, that everything's lining up perfectly. All right, so now we've got our ribbons adhered. We'll just let those dry while we work on our accordion album pieces. Step 7, we're taking this lovely chipboard piece, and we're gonna pop out both those top and bottom holes, but keep our little frame intact. And then taking one of our keyholes, we are going to adhere this on to this chipboard to create a beautifully dimensional piece. And then we'll let that dry to the side. You can see I use some glossy accents, but any metal adhesive would be great, like E6000. And then grab your winning hand paper, and we'll just be cutting out this pink Ephemera Queen playing card. And then from your die cut assortment pack, we're going to grab this Time Traveler's decorative frame and just cut this approximately in half. And then using some adhesive, we are going to adhere this onto the top and bottom of our pink playing card. And we just want the blue border and the decorative top and bottom to be showing. And then locate from your die cut assortment pack the yellow butterfly, this little blue circle flower bouquet, and the ivory heart. And we are going to decorate the front of our album. So making sure everything is right side up, we can go ahead and start adhering things down. The first thing we're going to glue down is this Ephemera Queen piece we created. So this is going to go on an angle just a little bit over the blue. Like so. And next we'll take our little chipboard piece we've adhered together. And this is just going to go just about 1/8 of an inch from the right hand side and about centered from top and bottom. And our butterfly is just going to go lie down flat, but if you want to give it a little va-va-voom, you can always just adhere down the body and have the wings be all aflutter. And then just layering these two pieces. Of course, if you want to add some extra dimension, we can use a foam adhesive. And there you have it. We've decorated our cover. It looks beautiful and it was easy and simple to do. Step 10, we're going to cut 4 pieces of le chapeau to be 12 inches by 4.5. And then once you've got all 4 of those pieces cut, we are going to do some scoring, and we'll score all 4 of them at 4 inches and again at 8 inches. And then we'll be folding these. We're going to have 2 of them fold where we have a mountain and a valley. Like so. We've got those 2 here, and then we'll have 2 that will be the opposite. So we'll have a valley and a mountain. So if you can see, we've got 1 that goes down and then, 2 that go down and up, and 2 that go up and down. And now we're going to glue these 2 together and these 2 together. So the like-minded ones will be adhered together. So I'm just going to move over these 2 for now, and we'll be working with our 2 that have valleys and then mountains. And I will be adhering the left-hand panel on my left-hand panel, my valley, onto the mountain on the right-hand panel. You've got to love all these hats. They're also intricate and beautiful with their flowers and all that flair on there. So now that I have adhesive on that, I can go ahead and adhere it onto the right-hand panel. So now you can see I have a valley, mountain, mountain, and front. So we've got our first piece done together, and we'll do the same with this one. So to show you what we've just done, what we just did, we've created our accordion, and one of them you can see on our left hand panel opens up on the left and our right hand panel opens up on the right. So you just kind of want to keep that in mind, that I have one that's going to open up here on the right and the other that will open up here on the left. Step 11, we're taking our Oh Happy Day paper. We're using the B side, and we've cut this, we've cut out 6 of them. There's 6 fingers. We've cut out 6 of those to be 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. Now we're going to adhere these onto our accordion panels, and we'll just do every other panel. So we do start at the beginning and end on the end panel on both those. So now that we've put our accordion fold outs together, at this point, if you wanted to, you could adhere those into your album before you decorate. I know everybody's different, and some people like to put in their photos and add all their journaling as you go along and then kind of embellish around your memory keeping. And some people like to do it this way. We'll be doing an art tutorial where we decorate as we go. We decorate and then you put in your memories. So it's up to you how you want to do it. I would just advise, if you're going to add your photos and journaling as you go, or as you want to embellish, just go ahead and adhere both of your accordions inside your albums, just making sure that the right one opens to the right and the left one opens to the left, and that everything, all your words are right side up. And then you will be good to go onto just our spine embellishment if you want to do it that way. But we will continue like the project sheet. So my first one that I'm going to be working on, I've taken my accordion that opens to the right, and we're just going to take some pieces from our die cut assortment pack and do some simple, easy breezy embellishments. So with these intricate dies or die cut pieces, you gotta love how you don't have to pull out your machine to make something this beautiful and fancy, or purchase all the dies. It's just ready to go. But I would advise using a liquid adhesive for some of these little finer, small little pieces. And this is just going to adhere down, weighted towards the top and in the center of our first panel. And then taking this cute little blue piece, we're going to adhere this in here. Of course, if you wanted to, you could leave it unadhered up here, and then you could slide in a photo right into that space and not even use this blue thing, and use it later. This would be super cute on a card or another project. But that just fits perfectly in our little window. And we are keeping this relatively on the flat side, not using a whole lot of foam adhesives. That way it'll all fold nicely inside of our album cover. And then you'll still have room to add in all those special touches as well. And then just grabbing a damp paper towel or towel, I'm just gonna dab off any excess liquid I have, liquid adhesive. And then from Oh Happy Day, we've got this cute little treat yourself cut apart. And I've added some adhesive in a U shape on here. And I'm just going to glue it into the center of my second Le Chapeau panel, hat side up. And that way, if I want to add a little tag or a little photo or something in there, I can. And then taking this lovely lady sticker, I'm going to put this towards the top, leaving more space for adding in something if I'd like to. Next, on our third panel, we are going to add this cute little butterfly chipboard. I'm just going to add some adhesive onto the top. That way, if I want to slide in a photo underneath, I can nicely mat that underneath there. And then from stickers, I'm going to take this cute little striped scallop. And I'm going to cut to fit. So this is just going to go right on top of that ivory playing card paper. And then once I have it where I want it, I can snip off the excess to use later. From a winning hand, we're going to cut out 2 cut-aparts. I know that we've already cut out the one ephemera queen from our winning hand, so you can always take out the second paper and cut the same piece out. However, we're going to just be doing some double matting like so. And you can see on the reverse side, that's that beautiful pink. So you could always just cut out another one of these ephemera cards and then just use the back like this. So you do you how you'd like. But we are going to adhere these down on our 4th panel. And then for this one, I'm just going to glue it in a U shape, leaving the top unadhered. And then this is just going to layer nicely on top of our little pink piece. And then we're going to grab some cute little die cuts. This tag says treat yourself. And I'll just add adhesive on the back of the right hand side. That way we can slide in anything we need to. And then taking some cute little heart die cuts. And then last but not least, we're going to take our little stickers. We're taking a circle flower sticker, and we're just going to pop that over that tag hole. Step 16, we're working on our 5th and last panel on our first accordion mini. And here I'm just going to take this delicate pink flourish, and this is going to adhere down on the left hand side. And then again, we're going to be doing some doubling up with this frame and this cute little pull-out ticket. So I'm just going to actually add adhesive on the bottom and on the very sides and see if I can get that. And then we can see if we can just wiggle that inside like so, creating a cute little pull-out. So you can follow along with the directions where it shows you here, where it's just nicely inside. But I think that this is a fun idea of having a fun little pull-out. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then I have one more piece, and this one I am going to use a pop dot on. It's just our little ephemera queen nameplate. And that just pops in that bottom right-hand corner. And now we should have our hat side of our first album all complete, and you can see that there's lots of spots to add in all those customized photos and leave some journaling space. Step 18, we've folded up our accordion, and now we're going to start working on the blue stripe side. So we're going to work on our first panel. That's just on the back of our first panel that we worked on. And this, we are going to be taking this little frame piece, and we've actually trimmed it to only be 4 inches and a quarter. So we've just trimmed off a bit from the bottom. That way it will fit on our page. And then we've taken a piece of Simply the Best, and this has been cut to 3 inches by 3 inches. And this, of course, like it does in the project sheet, you can adhere this onto the back of your frame like so, and then I'll adhere it all down. But I like the idea of keeping it versatile and having this be a pull-out, so I'm gonna leave it like that. So that way I just want to be mindful of my adhesive, that I'm leaving room on the sides, and I'm also not going to leave too much room on the bottom so it falls through. So just kind of eyeballing where my adhesive should go. And then I'm going to put this on my center panel, or just in the center of my first panel. And then once that dries, this will be able to slip inside like so. And you can always use, you'll have leftover die cut pieces from your pack. So I know that these are my leftover pieces, so I'm just going to add one of those to the top now. Just this cute little heart. So I'll use that as a cute little pull tab, and that will go right in here. And so now I can pull this out when I want to add my photo, or I could actually now use this and add two photos. So I could put a photo on this side as well as this side when you pull it out. So now that we've got our frame done, now just taking from our sticker page, we're going to put this cute little label on our frame, so you can add a sentiment there. And this has been taken from that chipboard set. I'm just going to be mindful that I just put this on the top area that won't be going onto my yellow paper. So this is going to go in the top corner of our frame on the left-hand side, but I only put adhesive down where I can still pull this out. Step 19, we're going to take If the Shoe Fits and cut out this little Friends Forever cut apart. And I'm adhering mine in an L shape. Always keeping my options open for whatever comes my way and when I want to be sticking in my pockets. And that I've just adhered up to the top right-hand side. And then from our sticker sheet, we're going to take this cute little Eiffel Tower tag, and that's going to go just towards the top on the left-hand side. And then taking our stickers, we're going to be adding some stickers here to the bottom. And normally when we're using some border stickers, I like to say, like we did with this one, you can trim to fit. But this one, we're not going edge to edge. We're going to leave a little bit of space. So I did measure it out that I want it to be 3 1/4 inch. So I just took my ruler and measured here to have it be measured at 3 1/4 inches. And now I'm just going to take my scissors and cut just right into where I want it. And now my stickers are perfectly sized. I'll have my flowers towards the bottom, just maybe about 1/8 of an inch showing from the bottom and 1/4 of an inch from either side. Maybe a little less than that, just somewhere fitting. And then put that pink border on the top. And then now we're going to add our butterfly. And this time I'm only going to adhere down one wing, just so if we want it to flap just a little bit or have it be a little movable, it can be. So it also can just lay flat when my accordion's down, but it can also give us a little bit of dimension when wanted. For our next panel, step 20, we're gonna grab this Be Happy sticker. This is just gonna pop down in the center of our panel, about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. And then from Oh Happy Day, we fussy cut out 3 of these little miniature playing cards. And then we are going to just arrange them, as cards in your hand, like so. So just kind of while I'm holding them, I will adhere them down. These are just going to overlap a little bit over our Be Happy banner, but we want to make sure it stays on our page. Like so. And then we're going to grab this little chipboard piece and clean it up a bit. And then just adhere just the top of this to our page and the top right hand corner. Step 21, we're taking Treat Yourself. We've got this to be 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and this is going to adhere about 1/2 inch from the bottom. And then from our die cut pack, we're just going to add on this cute banner, this pink banner just to the top of our photo mat, and on the bottom corner we're going to add this cute little pink heart. So now this is how your banner, this is how your accordion album should look on your blue stripe side. This last panel we're going to leave blank because that's going to be what adheres onto our album. So just pulling our album back into frame. Remember, this is our right accordion, so this blue stripe that we left blank will adhere right into the center here. So I'm just making sure that I can open and close my pages, that nothing is going to be hanging off in any direction. And then once you've done that, you can adhere this down. And we can go ahead and now tie this shut. And then if you want to trim up your edges, you can do so. You can also always add a little knot to the edges, giving it that cute little vintage look. So the ribbon ends. Once you've knotted it all up, you can take this cute little golden rose chipboard, which this collection was actually inspired by my 7-year-old. Last year he had an idea to come out with a golden rose collection. So this is his beautiful idea. So I've just put adhesive on half of that, and I'm going to have that go towards the bottom of my page and dangling off just a bit. I want this to stay inside my album cover, but it's going to act as a little, when I unwrap this, it'll act as a little polling system, a little pull tab. Step 24, we've taken our other accordion fold out, and this one is the one that opens up on the left hand side. And we're taking Ephemera Queen that's been cut to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. This square is just going to go down about 1/4 of an inch from the top and equal on right and left hand sides. And then taking some of our chipboard, some of our die cut pieces, we're going to adhere these down. We're going to adhere this one not with the sentiment side up. That way it will act as a photo mat. If you want the sentiment side up, you should go for it. But also just note, sometimes these die cut pieces don't always fully pop out. So before you adhere anything down, you might want to double check, make sure everything's popped out. Now that's glued down, and we can just add some more cute pieces like this pink banner. Wipe up where I dropped that. And then this polka dot little flourish. And then we're going to take another one of these circles and adhere part of it down to act as our pull tab, leaving a bit off to the left-hand side. Step 25, from Oh Happy Day, we're taking this cut apart that says life is nothing without passion. And we are actually going to trim off the top portion, so it is 4 1/8. And then this bottom portion, don't throw that away because we are going to just create a smaller little cut apart. So we're just going to take our leftover piece and we're going to adhere this underneath our sentiment. So I don't want to put any adhesive on my bottom pink border because that's how we're going to create this cute resized cut apart. So there you have it. We've got a cute cut apart, and now we can adhere this onto our second panel. And then from our die cut pack, we are going to take this little butterfly in flight and adhere it down. Step 27, we're taking this Ephemera Queen chipboard, and I've just put some adhesive up at the top, and this will go just towards the top of our playing card paper. And then we're going to take that scallop sticker we used earlier, and this is going to just go right at the bottom, just showing a bit of that ivory. And then, of course, just trim to fit to the ivory page. Step 28, we're taking out 2 of these winning hand cut aparts, and these will adhere onto our 4th panel. So I've adhered my first one down, pink side up, and then taking this Eiffel Tower playing card, I've just adhered the adhesive in a U shape, and that I'm just going to layer on top, which is kind of what this page is all about, just adding some nice dimension by layering. And so I'm going to do the same thing with these little rose cut aparts. You can see they're blue on one side and pink and green on the other. I'm going to have the green shadowing through my pink one, so add our adhesive to our pink rose like so, and now we can adhere this. And then now we're going to take this little tag from the die cuts and adhere this, just layering just a bit over the top of our Eiffel Tower, and then another one of these little flower circles that's going to go over our hole in our tag. Step 29, we're going to take this die cut piece and we're going to trim to fit this to our last page on our panel. So we're going to be cutting off about a 1/2 inch from the right hand side. So I'm just eyeballing this. You could always put it in your paper trimmer to trim off that 1/2 inch. We'll see if this is going to fit. And I'm just going to adhere onto the white matted part, not all the way to the hat's paper. And now we can adhere this. And then from Oh Happy Day, we've cut out this golden rose label, and that's going to go flush with our ivory paper on the left-hand side, just about 1/4 inch from the bottom. And then we've got one last little butterfly. I'll just adhere one of his wings down. So there you have our first hat side panel of our second accordion. Step 31, we are going to start working on our blue stripes. So on the first panel, I'm taking our queen card from a winning hand, and she's going to adhere in the top left-hand corner about 1/8 of an inch from both sides. And then we're going to do some fun pieces from our die cuts. So another one of these gorgeous flourishes. Side green side up, and then these two pieces come from our die cuts as well, and you can see I can adhere this just flat on there, which looks great, but I kind of want to give it some extra dimension, so I'm just going to kind of use my finger to curl up the center of this, and then I'm just going to add a bit of adhesive in this V shape on both sides. And then I'm going to adhere it down, but have a bit of my floral banner in the background showing. Maybe that's too much dimension, so maybe I'm just going to have it be even. Just providing a bit of a shadow, pulling it up just a bit so it shows a bit of the floral on the bottom, just about 1/16 of an inch. Providing some beautiful dimension on there. And this, at this point, you could use some pop-ups and add even more dimension, but I feel like this is a good way to go. So now I'm just going to adhere this down, weighted a little bit off to the right hand side. And then from your stickers, we're going to take one of these green corners and adhere to your top right. Step 33, we're taking If the Shoe Fits, and we've cut this to be 3 inches by 3 1/4. And this is just going on our panel next to Be Amazed. And this is going to be about 1/2 an inch from the top, maybe 1/4 of an inch. And then we are going to do that border treatment again, where we've measured these two borders to be 3 inches, 3 3/4 of an inch, and place those flush underneath our little photo frame, starting with the pink border and then our blue flowers. And then from Oh Happy Day, we fussy cut these cute little playing cards. And I'm going to trim off the bottom about 1/2 an inch. And then these are going to be a little bit off-centered. So I do kind of want them to look like they're in your hands. So now that I have them how I like them, now I'm going to just trim off a little bit more, having them be straight across. And then I'm just going to add a bead of adhesive just along the bottoms. Looking like they're tucking into our little sticker border. And then from your die cut packs, this says To My Dear. We're taking this little scallop circle, and I've added some foam adhesive on the back. And that's just gonna go right on our sticker border. Step 34, we're taking from Oh Happy Day this cute little cut apart that says To My Dear. That's 3.5 by 2.5. And then we're gonna take this scallop circle from our sticker sheet. And this is gonna go about 1 inch from the top, just close to that left-hand side. And we'll just start adhering our pieces down. So I'm going to glue this in a U shape. You can hear that train just chugging on through. So I'm going to adhere my little pocket piece down, and now you can see I could stuff something in that little pocket if I wanted. And I'll add my butterfly flat. All right, so we're on our last panel that we're going to decorate, and we are going to be taking our border stickers, both the Ephemera Queen with that little pearl border, and this is just going to go, I'm just going to tuck this back so I know where it ends and begins, in the center of our last panel that we'll decorate. And then just trim to fit. Then once we have that down, we can take this ephemera piece, die cut piece. It is so beautiful, so it's hard to cover it up, but this way you can add a little personalization and add a photo and make it even more special. And then from our stickers, we're gonna take another one of these frames. And this is just gonna layer right on top. And then to add some extra embellishments, we're going to adhere on some chipboard pieces. So I've got a cute little pink circular cake and a little blue tag dress form. And then the last bit of decorating to this accordion is this cute little green corner piece. Now we can fold this up, and you'll see my last panel is just blue stripes, and that's what we're going to adhere onto the inside front covers. And I do kind of want to make sure these are both lining up nicely as well. So there you have it. We have completed both of our accordions. So at this point you can do your ribbon treatment. I'm actually going to tie my ends before I tie my bow. Ooh, pulling this down to the bottom so I have a cute little tail on both sides. Super cute little bows in there. And then our last step is just to take 2 of these square birds stickers, and these are going to go right in your spine. So I'm just centering it in the spine about 1 inch from the top, and the same for the bottom, centered and about 1 inch from the bottom. And then taking another one of these heavy duty keyholes, we'll just use some adhesive to adhere this right in the center. And there you have it. We did it. We created a double accordion mini album from scratch, and it's super cute and fully embellished and ready for you to add in your memories. We hope that you've enjoyed creating this album along with us today. We always love to see your work, so go ahead and share your Graphic 45 projects with us on Instagram using the Graphic 45 hashtag, and then go ahead and join us on our Facebook community page. It's our Graphic 45 official community page, where we've got lots of thousands of G45ers just like you sharing their projects and inspiration daily, which we love. We hope that you have enjoyed this project, and if you're looking for more, you can always follow us on YouTube by hitting that subscribe button, and then be sure to hit that notification bell so you'll find out each time we have up a new video tutorial. But we thank you again and have a wonderful day, and as always, happy paper crafting.